Hey guys, how you doing? This is John with Gamester81.com and thank you for watching. This episode I'm going to talk a lot more about one of my favorite retro systems around. This is the Vectrex. Came out in 1982, right before the video game crashed in 1983. Unfortunately, because of that, the shelf life on this thing wasn't very good, but it was kind of overlooked, and I know a lot of retro gamers, including myself, absolutely love the system. But I've already done a review on the Vectrex, and if you guys want to check that out, I encourage you guys to. There's a lot of stuff on it on YouTube as well. But I'm going to talk about one of the rare peripherals that came out for the system, and that is the LightPen. This came out a year after the system came out. There were only about 3 games were released total for LightPen. And in this video, I'm going to show you some gameplay. I'll kind of show you the box. It's hard to find this complete box. And show you kind of what LightPen was about. And personally, I think it was kind of ahead of its time, honestly, for the 80s. And considering this thing's almost 30 years old now, which makes me personally feel old. But now let's take a closer look at the game itself. Okay, I'm going to show you some gameplay of the LightPen and show you how it interacts with the Vectrex. But before I do that, I'm going to show you an unboxing, because this game is rare, but it's even harder to find in box, in complete in box. Now, is this box the best of shape? Absolutely not. But for being almost 30 years old, it's definitely in decent shape. LightPen, unique learning tool. The Vectrex was branded under the GCE company in North America. In Europe, it was Milton Bradley, which is the parent company. And Bandai had bought the rights to brand it in Japan. So it was available several countries, and it did fairly well. Unfortunately, it came out right before the video game crash, and didn't fare too well with the video game crash, obviously. But you get the LightPen. This is a very cool retro design. I like the box. You get the Vectrex console handheld controller sold separately. Are you serious? I was thinking that the Vectrex system console might be in this box. I don't know, maybe it folds out, transforms, I don't know, but that's kind of stupid it puts it there. But I guess for legal reasons, legalities, they have to do that. On the back, it's got this interesting flap on the back. It's weird they didn't put the flap in the front. This thing obviously is hard to find because it tears off fairly easy, but it opens up and it shows you the lines. Notice how you get the lines here kind of pointing to no special connections, plugins in play. So you need the controller in order to play this as well. So you have to use both hands. And then it advertises 4 games. So it advertises Art Master, which is included, as stated right here. And it also has Melody Master, Mail Plane, Anim Action. Now, Anim Action, Melody Master, and Art Master were the only games ever came out for the system. It says more to come. Mail Plane was in production. There were some prototypes made. Never saw light of day. I think it might be ported through a fan, possibly. It might be available now. But back in the 80s, never saw light of day, unfortunately. It looks like it's some airplane, kind of weird design. So the pen not only works as an art piece, which is in this case, but also works, you can create melody, create music, which is really neat. You can do a whole bunch of things with this. Let's open this up. Definitely want to be careful opening this up and doing so. It has this nice tray here, plastic tray, still intact. It has a LightPen, new Vectrex LightPen add-on. It's got this flyer here. It talks about the warranty, 90-day warranty. Maybe I should try calling them and see it doesn't work. Maybe I can get my money back on it. I think the warranty is probably expired by now. Here is the Art Master. This is the instruction manual, the LightPen. Now GC, as I mentioned before, Milton Bradley was a parent company, as stated on the bottom there. And it shows you the hookup, cartridge cycles inside. It has 2 controller ports. There's 3 different game modes in this game. So you have Scratch, Connect, and Animate. And it shows you each step and what to do and how to do it, all that good stuff. It's pretty boring. I don't want to bore you with all going through each page here. But it shows you through Animate each frame. And it shows you how to interact the controller with the LightPen. There's another thing for the 90-day warranty. General Consumer Electronics, Santa Monica, California. And the Vectrex. So that's the instruction manual itself. Here is the cartridge. These are what the cartridge look like. There is no overlay for this game, obviously, for obvious reasons. Most Vectrex games came with an overlay to kind of bring some color to it. Obviously, you need to write and use the pen on the screen so an overlay would get in the way. And here's what the pen looks like itself. It almost looks like a magic marker. In fact, the first prototype was actually, they used a magic marker. It almost looks like a magic marker, which actually the prototype was a magic marker. And it's got this kind of reflection, and it works by kind of signaling the light to go to the pen. So you don't necessarily even have to touch. You'll see in a second, but you don't even have to touch it to the screen. You actually can get a couple of inches away and still draw it will detect it. Now, there's been a whole bunch of fans that have made home brews of this pen. There's a way to do it. I'm sure there's YouTube videos and stuff to show you how you can make your own Vectrex light pen. It's pretty simple, at least simple parts, but it's pretty ingenious. And the guy who came up with the Vectrex light pen, his name is John Ross, not to be confused with Bob Ross, who's the artist from the 80s with the white guy with the afro. But he also created the 3D imager peripheral for the Vectrex, and that's even harder to find than the light pen. And that basically made it was like a disc that would spin and actually literally make the images on the screen appear in 3D, which is way ahead of its time. Very cool piece. I don't currently own that. Hope to get my hands on it someday. And if I do, I assure you I will do a video on it. Without any further ado, let's turn this bad boy on and see how this interacts with the screen in the system. I'm going to power this on. As I mentioned before, the lines aren't going to appear as bright as usual. And you may hear a small hissing sound. That's completely normal for the systems. It's just like, I think it's the static electricity or something in the system. It's pretty normal. Let's boot this up. I'm going to have to draw using my left hand. I'm actually right-handed, so it's going to be a little different for me. But I got the controller here as well that I'm controlling with my right hand. And you got Sketch, you have Connect, and you have Animate. Let's go to Sketch. I push action button 3. And either if you push 1, you can just draw. Let's go to Erase here by pushing 3. You have to, okay, let's go here, hold 1. It's a really bad looking Pac-Man, but I'll give him an eye here. There's this, that's a really bad looking Pac-Man. You can also, let's clear this out. If you'll do 2, you can do lines. You can hold it, hold down 2, and you can release, and it'll do a line. Like so. Now it's got to find the dot. See how there's a dot? I can't draw anywhere, and then I got to find, the sensor's got to find the dot, then I can start moving around. Like so. Also another option, if you hold down 4, you can do a fan. Like this, do a kind of a star. That's kind of, you can do a whole bunch of images. And go to menu here. Now let's go to Connect. Connect is essentially a 2-player game, and it uses dots, it draws dots, and the first player, one player will do the dots, and the second player, well, let's see how far I can get away from the sensor here and still detect. I'm pretty far from the screen here and still detecting the dot. Okay, let's do the second game is Connect. Connect is kind of a 2-player game. The first player draws an image using dots, and the second player is supposed to guess what that image is. For example, hold down 1 here. See if you guys can guess what this is. So I'll be like, guess what this image is. And, you know, if you can't guess, you push 4, and it connects the dots, and it shows you the image. It's a face, a really poorly drawn face with my weakest hand here, but you guys can get the idea. Let's go erase that. 2 also just connects lines like before. Okay. It shows you down here what it is, so line or dot. Let's go back to the main menu. Animate is probably one of my favorite games within the Art Master. I think it's probably one of my favorite features. And what it is, you can draw different frames and kind of make it animate or appear animated. And it's you can do up to 31 lines on the screen. So, for example, let's kick it off. Push 1. And it's going to see how I move it. And it's going to connect. You push 2. Okay, I did a box. So now you go next. See how it beeps? And actually hold down 2, or hold down 3, and I can actually move the box, like so. Any direction I want, until the box appears. And go next. Same thing, hold down 3. Bring this one in. Move this one out. Do one more. And let's go to play. See how it works. Pretty neat. So that concludes my review over the Vectrex Light Pen.
Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for subscribing. And I'm curious, guys, what do you think about the Vectrex LightPen? Do you think it was a cool peripheral? What do you guys think about the Vectrex? Do you guys like the Vectrex, or would you like to know more about the Vectrex? Thanks, guys. Take care.